Welcome back to New Rockstars. I'm Erik Voss, and The Mandalorian Season 2 just reached out in its biggest way yet to the Star Wars Universe network of Jedi, a link that many believe may have been made with Luke Skywalker. Since The Mandalorian is set 5 years or so after Return of the Jedi, we know Luke is alive somewhere in the galaxy, and thanks to Ahsoka Tano's guidance to track down other Jedi via the Tython Seeing Stone, that leaves very few other Jedi Grogu could have connected with. Yes, presumably Ezra Bridger is out there, Cal Kestis from Jedi Fallen Order, maybe Sidious, maybe Jean's guy. But I'm gonna explain, based on what we know about Luke's history during this period and subtle clues in the recent Mandalorian episode, why a cameo by Mark Hamill Luke Skywalker might be the most likely scenario that I will never have to own up as a mistake. Let's remind ourselves where Luke is at this period. The Mandalorian is set in 9 ABY, about 5 years after the Battle of Endor, 4 years after the Empire's seemingly final rout in the Battle of Jakku. The New Republic has established a new government on Chandrila, and in this period, various X-Wing pilots now patrol the galaxy trying to establish New Republic footing in the Outer Rim worlds. They are worried about a growing threat there, though. But in the months between the Battle of Endor and the Battle of Jakku, Luke Skywalker was training his sister Leia as a Jedi. We saw this in a flashback in The Rise of Skywalker. But then, in 5 ABY, Leia gave birth to her son, Ben Solo, and her priorities shifted. No more Jediing. And 4 years after that are the present events of The Mandalorian. Luke is not yet in his exile in Notch 2. He's not even training Ben Solo yet. No new Jedi temple is being built. It's still too early for that. His training of Ben Solo would not begin until Ben was 10 in 15 ABY, 6 years from now. And then 6 years or so after that, Luke would fail to find Exegol with Lando. We saw that in The Rise of Skywalker 2. And then in 28 ABY is when Luke fights with Ben Solo and loses Ben to the First Order. And then Luke goes into exile on Notch 2. But back in 9 ABY, we know that Luke at this point is on a vast search for knowledge about the history of the Jedi and the Sith. He teams up with Lor San Tekka, Max von Sydow's character from The Force Awakens. San Tekka helps Luke piece together the true past of the Jedi Order. Luke's journey takes him to Catalinta, as well as the Sith home world of Moraban. Over his time, he assembles the 8 Jedi texts.
Sacred Jedi texts!
He thought they burned that tree, but Rey swiped him first. Luke, during his search period, also finds the personal archives of Jedi Temple librarian Jocasta Nu and learns about Jedi masters like Mace Windu and Qui-Gon Jinn, as well as dark side warriors like Darth Bane, Darth Maul, Darth Tyrannus, and Inquisitors who hunted the Jedi during the Galactic Civil War. We also know from Battlefront 2 that Luke had previously found a compass in the Emperor's Observatory on Pelio, which is what helped him find his way to Notch 2 to begin with. But before I continue, I want to thank our friends at Vessi Shoes for sponsoring this video. Vessi makes these knit sneakers that are 100% waterproof and weatherproof. They are super breathable, so they don't let any liquid in, but they also let the air move out. And they have this antimicrobial insole to keep your footsie smelling good, like Keanu Reeves good. I bet he smells great. I mean, we know he smells breathtaking. Vessi shoes are also super stretchy. They fit like a sock. They only weigh 175 grams, which is less than a roll of quarters, and those are way less comfortable to wear on your feet. These are made with this cool Dynamex material that keeps your feet warm in cold weather, but cool in warm weather, and it's super easy to clean. And as we head into these snowy and rainy months, it is really, really great to have Vessis for running errands around town while keeping your feet warm and dry and comfy. These are really the perfect, just leave them by the front door shoes that you can wear any day.
What do you mean that's what they're gonna name the next Avengers movie? Uh-oh. My shoes are all wet, but hey, you know what, Kevin Feige? My feet are bone dry thanks to these Vessi knit sneakers I'm wearing. You gotta get yourself a pair because your feet can get as wet as possible, but your toes, bone dry.
And they have this incredible early holiday sale offer right now. Don't procrastinate and wait till the last minute to do your holiday shopping. This is the perfect gift for you and your loved ones, especially for the upcoming rainy season. Get them while they still have sizes and you can thank me later. Check them out in the link below. And if you missed the holiday sale, no worries. Just use my code NEWROCKSTARS to get $25 off your Vessi shoes. The most important detail when it comes to Luke's link with the Mandalorian is Luke's whole search for the first Jedi temple. He was pretty obsessed with it. So during this period, he has learned about the Lothal Jedi Temple, and he obviously knows about Ahch-To, so presumably he would also know about this ancient temple on Tython. This Seeing Stone that Grogu uses has either already been visited by Luke Skywalker, or will soon be discovered by him, or was just discovered by Luke this episode. We might have seen it happen here. Okay, there's a very good chance Luke Skywalker would have already found Tython, folks. Notice earlier in this episode that Mando's dashboard display on approach lists Orbesh text, which translates to region core. And we learned from that protocol droid teacher's star map back in chapter 12 that the core worlds are the location of the New Republic's center of government. So Tython isn't one of those remote, hard to find worlds like Ahch-To is. Tython probably would have been one of the first stops on Luke's search. And then upon this Stonehenge Tython clifftop are some visual clues. The butterflies. These might be linked to a Darth Vader comic in which Vader visualizes himself in his mind's eye, a violent, gnarly form, except these blue glowing butterflies flapping about. Those represented the light side of the Force still in him, the new hope for that redemption that Luke in Return of the Jedi would inspire. So if those butterflies were the promise of Luke, they could be the same thing here on Tython. I've also pointed out that those butterflies seem to disappear once Grogu has activated the beacon, so maybe they actually transform into that energy field itself. But looking even more closely, the beam blasts up from this ring of runes around the stone. These runes are written in the Old Tongue, the Sith language, but a language also used by ancient Jedi. They were on a Sith dagger in The Rise of Skywalker. Rebels animators put them on the Temple of Lothal and the runes of Malachor, but at the time, those runes didn't translate really to anything. They're just kind of like nonsense randomly put in there, and many of the symbols were backwards. They were put in inconsistently. This was before the production designers of The Mandalorian had been really good at making sure all the visual text translates into something, which you'll know if you watch my recent breakdown of chapter 14. I translated pretty much all of it. Unfortunately, those production designers and editors were also really good at making sure these runes are too faded, too weathered down, too out of focus to make out. Trust me, I spent hours trying to do this. There is not a single character that matches to the Urkatat alphabet, only lines and shapes that could match parts of some letters, but a lot of different letters. But applying some in-universe logic, I speculated in the breakdown that the text could translate to the old Jedi code. There is no emotion, there is peace, there is no ignorance, there is knowledge, there is no passion, there is serenity, there is no chaos, there is harmony, there is no death, there is the Force. Just because those words were so important to the other ancient Jedi temple we know of, the tree on Ahch-To, which could be heard as whispers luring in Rey in The Last Jedi. Now, there was that kind of creepy detail with the Seeing Stone when Mando leaves to go down to confront Boba Fett at the base of the hill. Behind him, up in the hilltop, two figures are visible in the Ring of the Stones. Assuming one is Grogu, who is the other? Is it the tip of one of those other stones that's orbiting it? No, it's a person. And the best suspect is Luke Skywalker. And even if that's not the shadow of Luke Skywalker there, Grogu talked to someone, and I assume that person is Luke Skywalker. Just because of the remaining Jedi alive in the galaxy, the only one known to be exploring ancient Jedi temples during this time and to likely know about Tython is Luke. But I'm not saying Luke is physically standing on that hilltop, but we know from The Last Jedi that that guy managed to project himself via the Force to remote locations. He did that from the cliff cave of Ahch-To, sitting on a similar boulder. Maybe it's another Seeing Stone. Now, yes, while Luke was not yet in his exile to Ahch-To, based on him having already found that compass to it, he could have still been there just on an earlier visit scouting it out. That remote projection is how I suspect we would see Luke Skywalker this season of The Mandalorian if that does indeed happen. Now, I don't think we're gonna see a de-aged Mark Hamill, crystal clear resolution, but kind of creepy in that uncanny valley kind of way, joining all these characters in the same exact space. By the way, I also don't think we're gonna see those fan pushes of Sebastian Stan to play a younger Luke, because Sebastian Stan is about to appear on Disney Plus in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. The platform is gonna want all the attention to go to Bucky and not like cannibalize the attention on one of their actors with another show. But imagine this, a fuzzy, blurry projection of a younger Luke that's flickering in and out of resolution so we don't really focus on all the little VFX details. This could be something that he accomplishes before he perfected his Force projection resolution in The Last Jedi. That might be what that choppy audio filter from within the beacon was setting up.
Hey, step out of it, kid. We gotta get out of here.
Or even more simply, folks, the voice of Mark Hamill could echo to us soon,
The sacred Jedi texts.
speaking to Grogu the way Obi-Wan spoke to him. Either way, I have a feeling this season of The Mandalorian is going to reveal to us Luke Skywalker's exploration of the history of the Jedi by taking us someplace we have yet to go, inside the mind of the child. Ooh, hey, by the way, if you are interested in getting any of our great Mandalorian merch options at newrockstarsmerch.com, today is the day I would recommend purchasing it if you want it to be delivered by Christmas. Just because right now, as far as I know, no shipping company can really guarantee Christmas delivery. So if you want one of these things as a Christmas gift for a loved one, which I think they make great gifts, jump on this right away. Also, subscribe to New Rockstars, hit that notification bell, follow me on Instagram at Erik Voss, follow New Rockstars. Thank you for watching. I have spoken.